On today's Throwback, we're going to be having a look at the McFarlane Toys 3D movie wall art. Today we're having a look at the 3D poster of Rocky. Now, I have to be honest, of all the movie posters, this one is my least favorite. Unfortunately, I think one problem that Rocky has is it just takes, I think it takes what could be a relatively good poster on its own, and unfortunately carries that over to a very boring actual 3D poster. Gee, Spot, you're already ripping into it. We're only 37 seconds into the review. Don't worry, I'll talk more about it when we get the package opened up. The package itself, there is no window that covers this particular poster. It's completely open. So one thing that I would advise caution of, if you're ever buying these and you're buying them online, be sure that the Rocky part of him is actually not broken. Now he is bolted in, but I've seen some cases where like the arms have been broken when I've seen these originally at Toys R Us. On the side, we've got a pic of Rocky. His whole life was 1,000,000 to 1 shot. 1,000,000 to 1. And on the back, there's a good picture of Sly Stallone down there. It says movie information, which one thing I do like about this poster, which unfortunately some of the others do not do, is little movie information tidbits. Released in 1976, Rocky was the first of 5 films depicting the wins and losses of the Italian stallion. The first draft of the original screenplay was written by Sylvester Stallone in 3 days, and the movie was filmed in 28. Rocky won awards for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Film Editing. There is, by the way, there is the picture of the original movie poster. A very iconic poster. It's a shame, really, that it just doesn't carry over well to the 3D poster. It says McFarlane Toys artist crafted this highly detailed movie poster, recreation using traditional sculpting methods and the technique of forced perspective. Display on a wall or any flat surface as a tribute to one of the greatest success stories in cinema history. And there is also a picture. This guy apparently owns 2 of them. He's got one of them on his little side table. He's got one on the wall. He has nothing else. It doesn't seem to have any other decorations going on in there. But that almost looks like he's got a home theater system. Spot is extremely jealous. Oh, and by the way, there is also a read up at the top. We can't forget that. It says Rocky Balboa is a small-time boxer who works as a debt collector. When heavyweight champion Apollo Creed comes to town looking for a struggling boxer to fight him in an exhibition match, Rocky gets his chance and realizes his dream against all odds. Now McFarlane Toys releases Rocky as it's never been seen before, adding a whole new dimension to movie posters. McFarlane's Pulp Culture Masterworks has recreated the classic poster in raised illustration, celebrating the film that introduced Rocky Balboa to the world. To the world! Anyways, what we're going to do is I'm going to get this out of the package. Now granted, there's not really much involved taking this out of the package. I really just have to take the flap and slide it out. But what I'm going to do though is I'm going to get this out of the package and we are going to get a better look at the Rocky 3D poster. And this time, unlike the last time, I'm actually going to give a rating to this poster. So there's more to come, guys. Stay tuned. And now that he's out of the package, let's have a look at the Rocky poster. Again, there's really not a lot that's 3D. Now granted, very similar to the Friday the 13th, the background is a textured background. So it's not just strictly a flat picture. And then we've got the raised sidewalk, or the top of the, I guess the top of the stairwell. We've actually got that as a angled, contoured base. And then we've got Rocky sitting on top. Now if I zoom into Rocky, you'll see that Rocky is suspended via one little bolt. He's got like a little rod going right into his abdomen. I don't know. He's definitely got to fight for his life, all right, because he's got a big old rod sticking in his abdomen. One thing I was going to mention, or actually one thing I did mention in the package end of it, is the fact that his arms, which I want to show you guys without cutting off the light, these arms are extremely fragile. Now, there's nothing keeping these arms from breaking off. In fact, if you were to bang this by accident, those arms probably would break right off. So do be cautious. And, you know, if you see these anywhere, probably the first thing you should be looking at is checking out those arms, making sure that they're intact, that poor Rocky is not missing his hands. Down below, we've got a film credits. We've got the credits of the movie. This is Robert Chartoff, Irwin Winkler. Of course, the main cast, Sylvester Stallone. We've got Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, Burgess Meredith, and, of course, Sylvester Stallone wrote it. Good old Sly. By the way, as a side note, I can't wait for Expendables 2. It's going to be so awesome. The other 3D aspect of the poster is the actual Rocky font. It's raised from the actual backdrop, that little white backdrop of the case. And also similar to Jaws, which I think that maybe it's using the exact same case, who knows. The top part of it is open. So the light can actually get into the poster and backlight all this. It's a nice poster. Oh, by the way, there's the Rocky on the side there. It's a nice poster, but it's very black and white. It's very black and white. The poster itself, the original movie poster, has always been a very cool looking poster. But I think to translate it into a 3D movie poster, there's just not enough going on really to interest me. Rocky enthusiasts and Rocky fans and Sly Stallone fans, I would say probably would want to pick this up. But I think for any casual fan who's been collecting these 3D movie posters, perhaps the Rocky, if anything, is one that you'd want to pass on. I don't like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but at least the poster translates well to a 3D poster. It's just got character, it's got personality, it's got color. The Rocky is just very, very bland. Still, you know, if you like Rocky, you probably will like this. The Rocky poster, I'm going to give it a 5. Spot's only going to give it a 5. If you're a collector and you want to, you know, complete all of these, then, you know, pick up the Rocky. But I would say it's definitely not one of it's leaps and bounds far from being the Nightmare on Elm Street one. And so that's certainly, I think, my favorite. But today's throwback, we were having a look. We'll pan the camera back. Today's throwback, we're having a look at the movie poster of Rocky, brought to us by McFarlane Toys. Let me know down below, guys, what you guys think of these posters, and if you have picked up any yourself, let me know as well. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this up here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.